How are we starting this? I'm George, I'm 29 and I'm on the waiting list for ADHD. I've been on there about a year and a half, maybe almost 2 years now. You get diagnosed because I scored very high on the doctor's questionnaire. I probably won't take medication because it's quite heavy, which is a personal choice for me. It's about 5:30 in the morning and I'm very much someone that gets up early and goes to bed early. I find that sleep is the most important thing that keeps me feeling okay, I suppose. I'm heading to the gym, which is like the morning routine for me because it kind of kickstarts my day a little bit. Morning. I have realised that I'm someone that as soon as I wake up, like, I think of it like a fast computer. My brain is immediately on and my mind is either all racing as soon as I get up or thinking of something, ideas, worrying about something, overthinking something that happened 20 years ago. So I get up early and then I try to go to bed early and I try and stick to that as much as possible, obviously around work and my hobbies, because if I can't have good sleep, then I really struggle to sort of regulate. I'm also struggling to find an outfit that I find comfy, which is like a daily thing. I just cannot seem to choose something that feels comfy. So it sounds mad, but I'm actually going to wear this thin roll neck because it's one layer and it will be warm enough to feel cozy, but it won't be too much material to have like a t-shirt and a jumper on. Turns out that the roll neck was too warm and it was too tight and I just didn't feel right, so I've gone for like just this sort of rugby shirt, which is just a bit looser. My focus ebbing and flowing and my creativity just kind of going up and down quite a lot. And I feel a lot of shame with that. Like I feel like I'm always looking up how much work does a normal person or a neurodivergent person get done in a day to kind of compare myself, because I'm always worried that I'm doing enough work. And if I don't have a day where I do enough work, I can really struggle. And I actually feel myself getting emotional as I talk about it, because I feel a lot of shame. The more I'm doing this project and editing this and talking about it, the more I feel like a fraud because I'm not diagnosed and I'm watching it thinking, well, that doesn't really sound like a problem, but internally it's a real struggle. I can feel myself getting emotional every time I talk about it because it's so exhausting. It really is exhausting, this. I don't know. I've found coping mechanisms which I'll talk about, but it's hard. Really hard. Just finished work and come in, and my brain is absolutely fried. I'm really tired and I'm really overwhelmed because there's people I need to reply to on messages, but I just really struggle to do it. Yeah, today's been really hard actually. Not sure why. I don't know if it's the filming, I don't know if it's just work. It's been a struggle and I can feel sort of tears forming actually, because there's something about, I think it's something to do with the shame of just feeling like I don't do enough work in a day. I'm just staring at my screen and even if I haven't done a lot of work, it absolutely drains me. Yeah. Monday nights I play touch rugby down in Southampton. I really enjoy it. It's really good for fitness and exercise and obviously a team sport. I do really struggle with it though. I've been playing about 2 years and I'm not bad, but I feel like it's definitely one of the areas where my learning style I find difficult once you've hit a certain point. So like I hit a ceiling. Almost need someone to be like teaching a 10-year-old to teach me the new parts of the rules and the moves and the different setups, because I really struggle otherwise. I struggled in school quite a lot and it feels sometimes like I'm back at school, and I worry if I'm doing a good job for the team, if I'm annoying people all the time, if I mess up or get anything wrong. That kind of rejection or RSD, that experience of like, everyone hates me, oh my god, I made such a bad mistake, and I won't stop thinking about it. One of the things that happens when I finish rugby and I drive home is even if I've had a good session, I will analyse and overanalyze everything that's happened. And even though I think I've done quite a good job, I will basically just find something and think I could have done better, and then just beat myself up about it and go over and over and over again. And it's exhausting. And I get home, so it's about 10:15, and then I get home and I'm sort of in a bad mood. But now I'm going to go home, have a shower and get ready to go to London tomorrow. Yes, so one of the things I forget with ADHD is how much time, and I also keep need to checking my car's handbrake's on and it's locked, is how much time things take in between. So if the train is coming at that time and it takes me 5 minutes to get to the station, I need this much time to leave, and I work that out, and I think that's fine. I did lock the car. And I forget everything in between, so like mouthwashing or brushing my teeth, doing my shoelaces, filling up my water bottle, packing my bag, and all of that takes a really long time. Well, not a really long time, but it all adds up. Obviously there's time blindness to consider, so that then makes me late. And I always leave enough time when I wake up, but then when it gets to it, I just somehow always end up being late. And it's exhausting, absolutely exhausting. 8 minutes. My noise cancellings, which always really help with the train, and this is the silly case they come in. Tuesday is my office day, so I'm hybrid, so I try to go 1-2 times a week, but I hate going to the office, I'm not gonna lie. I like it for relationship building, but the desks, the lighting, it's all really only, I get nothing done, like absolutely nothing ever. I sort of just stare at my screen, because I get really distracted. I obviously try and speak to people and build up relationships, but yeah, I just get really distracted, and it kind of fries my brain. The lighting is really bright, and I can never focus really. Back from the office. Well, I've not got back from the office. I've got in my car to go home from the office. It's always so exhausting, that commute. And what I did get done, which is really annoying, is getting distracted, looking at an app, and then deciding that, oh, maybe that would benefit me, maybe I should buy that. So buying 3 months this app, which I didn't need, and I spent this money impulsively, which is really annoying because I don't actually need it and I don't want it. So, you know, I spent the whole train journey just overthinking it, looking up loads of reviews, analysing it, thinking, oh, I shouldn't have spent the money. I don't have the money, and it's like just another impulsive thing. You know, put it on your credit card, whatever. And it's just annoying. It's really frustrating. It's now completely preoccupied me, and I was thinking, you know, what if I didn't do that thinking? There's like the intersection between my ADHD experience with the anxiety that I've got now around money, and the OCD of being obsessed with that money, not wanting to spend any money, but then also, you know, being impulsive with it. And I'm always fiddling with my rings as well. It kind of hurts after a while. It gives me like calluses and blisters. They're nice to fiddle with, but yeah, it's annoying. I'm biting my lips. Right, now I've changed, and one of the things I do to kind of calm down after coming back from the office and commuting is because I try not to have a shower, because I know obviously with OCD, the more you do something, the stronger the urges get and the compulsions. So I try and find like a middle ground. So like I'll go and wash my face. I obviously brush my teeth, which is also one of the most awful things I do of the day. I don't know why I really struggle with it. It's always like the barrier from getting up and going to bed. It's like brushing my teeth. So yeah, so I've washed my face, I've put a little bit of deodorant on, just kind of freshen up to feel a little bit calmer. And that really helps me because it's like a transitionary thing. So when I come back from somewhere, I mean, because I work from home quite a lot, so from the work, I'd obviously experiencing working at home and then wanting to go into relaxing mode, I kind of have different outfits or different levels of coziness, because I go from like trackies in the office or working from home, and then get into like comfy shorts or trousers or something, like loungers or something like that, as that transition to break up my day. But what I find really hard is the relationship with my ADHD, my anxiety, and my OCD. Sometimes I don't know what is what. Obviously OCD is that kind of getting fixated on things and looping it all the time, but then ADHD can kind of also fuel that as well. So it's really difficult to know what's what, and on days where I'm tired perhaps, and I'm really vulnerable to them, the thoughts, that is, you know, the OCD, and they can be, I obviously get intrusive thoughts, and they can be really scary when I'm really vulnerable. Like the ADHD is really bad, and I get really annoyed very quickly, and then OCD is kind of difficult as well, and it's really hard because I've noticed actually doing this is difficult. As I'm filming, I'm kind of like welling up because it's really hard. The OCD and the intrusive thoughts are so difficult, and they just target the things I love most, my partner, my family, and just insert these horrible thoughts all the time. Yeah, and then ADHD with like, well, coming up with ideas and thinking, oh, maybe I could do this, maybe I could do that, and then ending up not doing anything at all. So yeah, so this is, obviously ADHD is not a mental health problem, but OCD and anxiety are. So that's important to highlight, but the intersection between them. And this is, yeah, me deciding then what to relax and do, and that transition period really helps, or that transition act, I suppose, has really helped. It really helps, basically. Yeah. Now I'm doing one of the things that I hate most, and that's grocery shopping. And if we imagine spoon theory, it probably uses all of the spoons in my drawer. Thinking of what I need to buy, probably getting too much, not eating it all in time, it going off, not seeing it in the fridge, and then having to unpack it and put it away. And yeah, it's just one of the worst things, I think. I usually have to get things that are basically already done. So for example, I get things like already sliced mushrooms and grated cheese already, because my brain just doesn't seem to function. The same with like the chicken, I'll get already diced chicken breasts to make it easier, so I feel like I can cook a lot better doing that way. Otherwise the food will just get wasted, and if I can't see it, so I struggle to use these drawers, because if I can't see something I'll forget it's there and then it will just go off, basically. Today has been a bit of a low energy day in terms of motivation. It's also been quite emotional, felt quite emotional. My OCD's been quite bad today, because sometimes my intrusive thoughts start like affecting my family, not, as in they relate to my family. So I'm always worried about my partner being ill, and my partner passing away, and my family being ill, and my mum and dad and getting ill, but they're so intrusive. So I'll go so far ahead. I'll think, oh my god, what if they get ill? What if they die? Or what if they're not here tomorrow? Or oh my god, we've got this booked. What if they don't make it? And it's constantly, all the time, and it's really exhausting. That really draining. That thinking just all the time, essentially, and that then creates anxiety. And obviously ADHD is like that impulsiveness of thinking we need to do everything now, and wanting to be part of everything now, because otherwise I worry a lot about it. So yeah, it's been a heavy day in terms of emotions and intrusive thoughts, and how it all gets wrapped up, essentially. And also at the end of the day, and things I forget, I always have to write myself lists for the smallest things. So I have an app with all the lists on for tomorrow. So I use Todoist for that, which helps a little bit.
Right, okay, so it's a new game coming up called The Inheritance. There's obviously they've worked something out.
I've woken up this morning in a really anxious mood. I woke up and was just lying in bed because I didn't need to get up straight away, and my thoughts started racing, and I just ended up thinking of something that made me slightly cringe and anxious from about, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. And I can't stop thinking about it, and now it's kind of like already affecting my day because I just keep, like, as soon as my mood starts improving, I just keep going back to that same memory. And that's a combination of the anxiety, obviously the getting sticky thoughts with OCD, and it can affect my days quite a lot in terms of the fact that I just get stuck with them, and like everything then I compare to that thought, and people not liking me, and I'm embarrassing, and all of these kind of really negative self-talk thoughts. So yeah, it's quite heavy. I'm also late for my gym session, which is not ideal. It's a Sunday, and yesterday I was quite busy, so I'm deciding to rest, which is really difficult. I'm very bad at not doing anything, and I keep spiralling. There's a thing going on up the road, and I'm now overthinking that I should have bought my partner and I some tickets to go, and yeah, it's really getting to me, and I've kind of gone into complete freeze mode, and that's a combination of OCD and perfection and wanting everything to be perfect and thinking about the perfect idea and comparing what we'd be doing now as we're not doing. I can't really describe it. As hard. It's like imagining what could have been on this day and what's not happening on this day, and I'm spiraling really badly because of that, and because I'm spiraling, I'm then freezing and I don't know what to do with myself, and I'm just kind of, yeah, like stuck, basically. It feels like I'm absolutely like paralyzed with my thoughts and what to do, really. And it's difficult to know, there's things I think I could play the PlayStation, I could read, but it's like that. It's like it's always feeling like I'm run on a motor, combined with OCD and that perfectionism, and that makes me anxious, and I just get stuck, and I don't know what to do. I was just having some floor time, and my sinuses really hurt actually, but I was reflecting on the week of filming because it's come to an end, and one of the things I wish I'd known or experienced when I was younger was people being able to understand what it feels like. And obviously I'm still waiting a diagnosis on that really long waiting list, but there's something about feeling quite misunderstood and grieving a younger self that could have maybe done better at school and college because I just wasn't managed very well by the education system, essentially. My parents got me extra support, counting to 10 breathing exercises, but at primary school I was very hyperactive and the teachers didn't know how to handle me, and at college, I was clicking a pen, which I suppose is a fidgeting mechanism, and I remember a teacher once just sort of shouting in front of the whole class, "George, stop clicking that pen," and it was really embarrassing. It made me feel very small. There's a way of managing personalities that are like this, that have lots of energy, that kind of are restless and hyperactive, and I feel like I was quite misunderstood. So I wish that when I was younger people understood me a little bit more and how to manage me, and perhaps understand me and enable me to be the best I can be without chastising me a lot. And I wish I'd known that when I was younger, because there's times when it made me feel broken.